What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be talking about Avatar: The Way of Water. Avatar 2, as you all probably know it as. I just saw it in theaters. Probably one of the hottest movies right now. Avatar 1, which I also saw, came out in 2009. And approximately about 13 years later, we have Avatar 2. So I saw it and it was great. The movie, the graphics were even better than the first one, which is amazing because the first one was fantastic, obviously. The story was great. It was a kind of a continuation as one of the old villains was coming back. And James Cameron said himself he's planning on making a third and fourth and a possible fifth movie, which I don't know about my feelings on that. I think a third movie might be good. A fourth and a fifth is a little bit too long for my taste. But the overall storyline was great. I never really felt like I was watching a 3-hour movie. I always felt like I was always intrigued. I never got up from my seat once during the movie. I sat there for the full 3 hours because every single scene was full of story, action, and just overall interesting content. It was just a fantastic movie experience. Now, if you don't know what Avatar is about, Avatar, spoilers ahead here. The first movie, this guy named Jake Sully, he's part of the Avatar Project. Like, they put their minds into these tall blue people. And basically, it's a whole project. And in the movie, he has to infiltrate them so they can take over their land. But in the end, he wants to be with them because they're nicer, and he falls in love with a girl. And then he fights off the humans and transfers his consciousness to one of the tall blue people at the very end of the movie. Now, spoiler for the second movie. This continues off where it was. They're in the midst of a war again with the humans who have come back to try to reclaim the land. And one of the old villains was revived. And the whole movie is just him and his family, which has kids now, fighting against them. And the ending is kind of a cliffhanger on, what's going to happen next with the villain. That's a very, very short rundown of the whole premise. I recommend you watch both movies yourself because they're just great movies. The first one is better than the second one, not graphically, but story-wise. But the second one is pretty good. I mean, it's only a little bit worse than the first one. I feel like the second one can feel a little bit drawn out at times. Only a little bit. Not that much. I feel like the exposition's a little bit too quick. I mean, I understand you're supposed to watch the first one first, but I feel like it kind of just shot you right in. There was no slow build-up like the first movie. And, I mean, that's really all my complaints. There was nothing else that really bothered me about the movie. The rest of it was great. A lot of the scenes were very emotional. I mean, I never cried, but a lot of scenes were very emotional, and they had a very, big impact. And it just felt like an overall meaningful movie, and I feel like James Cameron has really done it again. Within the first 2 weeks of Avatar 2 being screened, it made $900 million, which in comparison, it took Top Gun Maverick months to make that, which is insane how fast Avatar made it. And a big common debate amongst the film community is, what's better, Avatar or Avengers Endgame, because both have been the highest grossing movies of all time. And I'm gonna put my opinion out here. I'm gonna give my reasoning. I'm not gonna say who's right or wrong. But in my opinion, Avengers Endgame was better. Mostly because it was the end of an era. It was much more emotional and deep, meaningful movie. And overall, it was just a great ending to the series. But I honestly think, when you really look at the specifics, they're on par with each other. There's really not much to prove why one would be better than another. They're both fantastic movies. But I do believe Avatar 2 is going to send the Avatar franchise itself skyrocketing over, Endgame and some of the Avengers movies. It's going to be in, the top 10. No doubt about it. Because, I believe the release date for the third one is predicted December 20th, 2024. So, a much, much shorter wait time than from the first to the second one. So, that'll be nice. But I'm hoping what James Cameron doesn't do is he starts producing these movies for money. He's just going to start, a fifth movie. Even The Godfather couldn't pull that off. Godfather Part 1 and 2 were amazing. Part 3 was not good. So I'm hoping he is going to maintain quality with these movies. but to pull a story out through 5 movies is really, really difficult. I mean, I know Harry Potter did it, Hunger Games did it, but that was 4 movies, but the books already existed. I mean, this is going from scratch, so I feel like he's going to have a difficult time with this. I can see the series ending as a trilogy. The first is the beginning, second's like the middle, and third is the end. That's it. And I can see that going pretty well for James Cameron, but a fourth is stretching it out, and a fifth one. I mean, James Cameron pretty much confirmed a third and a fourth movie being in the works, but a fifth was like a maybe, like a deep maybe. I think an article came out saying, I don't know if it was the script for the fourth or fifth movie, but the staff, like, their reaction was literally, they actually said, holy shit. That was their reaction. So, if there is a fourth and a fifth movie, from what reactions are internally, it is sounding like the script is really, really good. So, I'm hoping that if he does make a fourth and a fifth movie, because a third is already confirmed, I hope he maintains quality with them and doesn't just go with quantity. But what it's looking like from internal staff reactions and from overall just producers, they're sounding like they're loving the scripts for the movies that are later on. So it seems like it's a good outlook, honestly. I mean, if James Cameron can pull off like a 5-movie series, and they're all good movies, that is like a massive accomplishment, because that's a big undertaking to stretch out a storyline that long over 5 movies. Usually, movie series end at 2, 3 at the most. You never really see movies go beyond 3. But yeah, that's really it for this video. I just really want to get my thoughts of that about Avatar 2. Go see it in theaters. Highly recommend it. Do watch the first Avatar, though. I mean, it's not required, but it's highly recommended, because you will not understand the story at all if you do not watch the first movie. You will be completely lost and completely confused with characters, with storyline, and it will just be a complete mess in your brain. So please watch the first one first. Don't watch the second one first. Just get the first one over with so you have a good understanding of the story so you can fully enjoy it. That's about it for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Hope you guys see Avatar 2 in theaters now. I wish I was sponsored, but I'm not. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.